podcasting from the sunny state of California where Hollywood and superstars shine. Hey, and welcome to Perfectly Normal, where I talk about all life's up and down and what appears to be weird and wacky can actually turn out to be quite normal. And I'm your host, Michelle. I'm a life coach, author, artist, and pharmacist, the founder of Elevate Life Coaching. It's a seminar and coaching company. Let's get right to the show. Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. It's me, Michelle. I'm here podcasting from Sunnyside, California. So last weekend, I was in Michigan. I was invited to this event to empower women, and it's called Women Empowered Join the Sishood, SISHOOD. For some reason, that sishood always sounds kind of interesting to me. It's not sisterhood, it's sishood. But I happened to meet a lot of really amazing women. And on my flight there, I had a great time. I'm the type of person who just, once I start talking, I just can't shut up. So I was on the flight, I got onto the flight, and I was sitting in the middle. So the seating assignment was like 3 seats in a row, and there's the aisle and there's another 3 seats on the other side. So I end up being in the middle seat. So I was sandwiched by 2 other women, and luckily, it was a short flight, and I kind of started to engage them in conversation. And so the woman at the window seat, she was a very interesting character, and I love her. She came from Jamaica, and we started having conversation, and I noticed that something was bothering her. So I'm like, I happen to be a life coach, and we have about 3-hour flight. Why don't I, open up the floor and let you talk about, what's been bothering you. So then we start talking, and she starts sharing a lot of conversation with me, and I don't know about you, but I have that power of making someone cry, and I know this sounds really weird, but every time I get onto a flight, or every time I have a deep, meaningful conversation with someone, chances are they all end up crying, and I don't know why. So she ended up crying, and I had to coach her, and I had to do what I do. So the whole entire 3 hours, she was very touched, very moved, and she said at the end of the trip, she said, "You're my coach." But she said, "I can't afford you, so do you take pro bono?" Or I said, "Well, you know what, just give me $1 and we'll just call it a day." So that was pretty interesting with the woman on my right. The woman on my left, she came from France, and so you see how interesting it is. I'm sandwiched in the middle of them, and one person came from Jamaica, one person came from France. What are the odds of of that happening? I don't know. I don't travel very often. I don't know about you, but maybe you travel very often. You can comment on that. But anyway, so the woman sitting on my left, she came from France, and we start talking. She's in her early 20s, and she just moved to this country. So she is actually going through some very serious transition right now. Leaving home, leaving her hometown, leaving her friends, and she's here all by herself. And she has a boyfriend who happened to live on the East Coast, and they're in a stage where their relationship is at a very difficult time. So we start talking, and of course, I put on my coach's hat and I start coach her. And it turns out that she, no matter which woman we're looking at, the woman from Jamaica, the woman from France, they all share one similarity in them. And that is, neither one of them had a lot of confidence. And I'm sitting there, I'm wondering, oh my God, why? Like, these are beautiful, amazing women. And the way that they're talking about themselves, the way that they're describing their relationship, it doesn't sound like there's a lot of confidence within them. So the woman came from France, and then she said that she has shared her journey, and she and her boyfriend are actually in a place where she found out he was cheating on her, and so then she's contemplating whether or not to forgive him. So I asked her, all right, so let's look at this. You found out that he was cheating on you, but you're not very happy with that, but you're willing to forgive him. Why? And then she started thinking, and she said, well, I don't know. And I'll bet you that there's a lot of women out there who may be finding yourself in the same place where, you love that person so much that even though that person is cheating on you, you're still willing to forgive that person. And when I observe what was in front of me was that this is a woman who's really amazing, and she has an MBA degree. She has very outgoing personality when I speak to her. But yet, when it comes to relationship, she put the other person first before her. So I said, well, all right, so you love him, but how much do you love yourself? She started thinking, and I guess that's the question, and that's the topic that I wanted to leave you with. In terms of today, I want you to think about, how much do you really love yourself? Do you love yourself enough that you're willing to put yourself at the end of the line, and that you're willing to sacrifice yourself so that you can stay within this relationship? So that's something to think about. And I was in that place where I had to I was putting the other person before me as well. So there's a lot of time, all right, if you don't want to go to this restaurant, that's not go. But even though I would like to enjoy a hamburger. We're going back to the hamburger again. If you missed my hamburger story, you need to check out my last episode. I'm such a big hamburger girl. So how much do you really love yourself? And do you love yourself enough that you are willing to show up for yourself and stand up for yourself? And think about the relationship that you're in, and whether or not you're sacrificing yourself for who you are, whether or not you're accepting yourself for who you are. And so what you're feeling now is probably perfectly normal. It's no wonder that you feel stuck, because you don't love yourself enough to put yourself first. So something to think about. And I am Michelle, and I will talk to you next week. Perfectly Normal, a podcast where I talk about weird things and wacky. And sometimes those wacky and weird things, they're not so wacky and weird. They're perfectly normal. We all go through it. No matter whether you're from Jamaica or you're from France, we all share the same feeling. See you soon. Hey, thanks for listening to Perfectly Normal. If you like my show and want to know more, please check out my website at elevatelifecoaching.org and leave me a comment. Join me next week as we talk about another real life struggle and how we can overcome it. So until then, have a great day.